not my usual video tonight. I'm afraid nothing to moan about. So if you've joined me, which I know there's another podcast being streamed at the moment, so I would imagine quite a few people over there Talking Town. I've been on there a few times. If you don't subscribe to them, please do give them a like. Shout out to Martin and Matt and the crew. The other one, obviously, Southwark Crunch. If you don't know nothing about him, he's a good mate of mine. Another good channel. Lee Bailey says, "Yay, Mike, should be a quick one then." Actually, do you know what? I don't know, mate. I'm just gonna have a good chat about yesterday's game. So, yes. So I'm Mike. This is my YouTube channel, Mike the Fisherman. I am an Ipswich Town fan. For those of you who do not know, I'm donning the pink. It's a bit tight. I'm not gonna lie. I think too much Christmas pudding. The pink kit tonight. I'm feeling a bit, you know what I mean? Don't know. I'm buzzing. Let's be fair. It was a cracking performance. Well, stop flirting. Anyway, right. Let's get into it, shall we? So, yes, if you like this channel, subscribe. If you want to know when I'm doing any lives, hit that notification button, press that, and it will notify you when I'm coming live. I'm going to go for 30 likes. I'm happy with 30 likes. I'll take that. It's all good. Hey, Lee. Just need a pink tutu and I'll be like, you got to wear the pink every time we win. Do you know what? Actually, yeah. I think I've got to, haven't I, really? I think I did last time. But anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into the result, the game and the performance. And let's give some player ratings and man of the match and go from there. So we set up. Obviously, Davis was ill. Coventry and myself messaged each other, and I said, me being so positive, I thought, maybe McKenna would play Ashley Young in that left back role, but he didn't. He done what both Coventry and I said. We played Greaves in that role, and so Furlong, O'Shea, Kipre, Greaves, Masiwa, Taylor in the holdings, and Clark, Nunes and Egeli with Azon up top. No sign of McAteer anywhere near that team. Thank God for that. Anyway, so I have to say I missed the first 15 minutes of the match because I didn't finish work until 6:05, something like that. So I got back to my home and stuck it on. It was about halfway through the first half, but I had the radio on as you do in the car, listening to it, and I was getting messages pop through, which I couldn't read because obviously I was driving. So when I got back, I read them, and everybody was saying we were playing really well. It's a really good, solid performance at the moment. Obviously, no goals, and I think perhaps that's because we just don't have enough firepower up front, and maybe if we can adjust that in the transfer January window, that'd be great. So, we played well. I thought we were in control of that game. I thought there was, at no point did I feel Coventry threatened us. Red Bull, yeah. I drove as fast as I could. I drove as fast as I could. Obviously, legal limit 70. So I drove as fast as I could to get home to watch that. So yes. So anyway, obviously we were well up for it, weren't we? It was fast. It was turbo-like. It was solid. It was Everything was a lot more with purpose. The passing was more purposeful. We just looked a team up for it. And, you know, the question begs is why haven't we done this more often this season? Which I guess only the players can answer that, and Kieran McKenna. I was very much doom and gloom after the Millwall, and let's be fair, it wasn't a great result. Good evening, Rob. Good evening, Fisherman. Coventry home and away. Had to look at the table. You might be going up the season from a Bradford fan. Love Bradford. Watched them. Oh my God, many years when that was Paul Jewell, wasn't it? If I remember correctly, took it to the Premier League. Proper old school days. That was when you had Windass, wasn't it? And then up there. So it was good. I remember them days. All the things you expect to see when each player's on average 22 grand a week. Absolutely. Evening all. Praying Núñez stay fit. He's integral to any attacking chances we create. He has class, great performance by all last night. Absolutely agree. So obviously there was an opportunity for Jack Taylor to score, and oh my God. Do you know what? I've been at work all day. I'm tired. I'm going to have to look. So Rushworth, that's it. Rushworth pulled off a brilliant save. And I think, in all fairness, Beagrie, Weatherhall, McCall, oh my God, yeah. Good old team, that. So Rushworth obviously pulled off a brilliant save. I think if Jack Taylor had hit that lower, there was no way in a million years that Rushworth was getting there. But still, bloody great. Really, look. Credit to Rushworth, a really good reaction save. Hit the underside of the bar, and obviously Greaves does what any defender does, tries to stick his head in. Got a header on the ball, but I think he did sort of bump into their keeper, and I think it was just a bit of a melee, wasn't it? So look, we go into the break, and it's 0-0. Now, this is the point I've made before. Some first halves I have struggled to stay awake. At not one point in that first half did I feel tired in watching what I was watching on that telly. It was fast with purpose, and it was great. It was really good performance first half. Second half kicks off. You expect Coventry to come at us, and they did, probably for about 15 minutes. Plenty of crosses, few corners, but again, nothing really to test us. I thought we defended very well across the back four. I'll talk about some players at the end after the game review. And then obviously it breaks to Clark. He's in the box and hits it, deflects off poor old Wolfenden. And it loops over the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. And let's be honest, it was deserved. Lee says, we looked just solid in that period. Absolutely. Hey, Dee, how you doing? Hi to you, my man. Greaves at left back. A happy accident. Refreshing replacement for Davis, who has looked suspect on many occasions this season. Martin Bell, hi, how are you? I'll get on to Great. I promise you I'm going to get on to all these players. This is the last one of 2025. So I'll just keep going on until you guys are happy to have me on here. So anyway, obviously then, you can see Coventry's head dropping a little bit. We managed, the game management was good. Obviously, Azon went down, didn't he, and suffered a bit of cramp. Look, Azon is never going to finish his dinner, but you can't fault him for work ethic. Dino says, think Greaves plays better on as a left back than centre back. He himself loves getting forward. Some good performances last night, says DD. Taylor, Núñez, apart from laying on the goalkeeper, were poor. So obviously subs were made. Gelly comes off, and Burns. I've seen on the do you know what? I think some fans are absolutely thick as shit. I'm going to say it honestly. I really do. There's fans come. I've been watching the forums, and fans have been like, "Oh yeah, we should, loan Burns out in the what's name." I'm like, "Are you shitting me? He's one hell of a player, and it proved it last night. Come on, that boy has spent 11 months trying to get himself back fit, and he is an instrumental cog in our team, 100%. He was one player I was worried about going. It was rather, when we got relegated, I did think, could like a Burnley or Palace or someone like that maybe come calling in for him. I was worried about him going to Wrexham because obviously a few of the players have gone there. Martin, panic when Burns slide on his knees. Yes, I was going, no. It was like one of them slow motion. No, Burns, don't do it. But no, he did. But he took that goal well, didn't he? And well deserved. Imagine being there for 11 months, watching your teammates. You've played very little Premier League time because of your injury. You've come back. You've worked hard. And these knee injuries are not quick fix. They really aren't. And to him to come back, and do that and score a goal, one for the grave, and score a goal, I could not be more pleased for that lad because I've always rated Burns, and there's these bloody idiots on the forums and on Twitter saying, "Oh, we should loan him out in the window." Bugger off, go watch Morecambe Wanderers, please. Don't watch you at town if you're going to say stupid stuff like that. Brilliant player. With respects, I'm trying to be kind here, but he's done more in 20 minutes on that side than a certain other player who's done this season. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it like that. Great to see him back. At the end, fist pumps galore. Come on, Norwich. Fist pumps galore, and it was brilliant. I'm pretty certain his mum and dad and brother and family, wife and his kid, absolutely, they must be so proud of him and emotional to see all that because it was it's hard, isn't it? Especially when you're one of your kids and you've watched them grow and and to see that Chelsea 2-2. Oh blimey. So I am I'm not saying it, Dino. Refuse. Loan Burns out, but keep McAtee and Akpom. No. no, I know. But I do think, like I said, it was great to have him back. And like I said, you could see the emotion in him when he's, at the end, when he fist bumped the away fans. And it was nice. And like I said, it was well deserved. And obviously, I think by then the game was over and done with, really. There weren't much coming from Coventry. Nice to see Humphreys on. Be interesting to see whether against Blackpool we play Humphreys in that 10. Because he played there at Wickham and they called him the League One Messi. So let's see how let's see what happens on there, because like I said, let's read some of these comments because there's quite a few here. Okay, so where are we? DD says, need a centre mid and two strikers. We beat Coventry with a fairly decent side, but says it all. PS, love seeing Burns back, passion and wants to win for his club. Absolutely. Burns is Ipswich through and through. Brilliant player. Love him. Loved him ever since he came here. I love the way he plays the game and the way he's just brilliant player. Jack Clark ran the show yesterday. Unbelievable. Yeah, Jack Clark had a great game. Martin Burns back. I think we need a number 9 centre mid in the window. We got to be careful with Burns because obviously he's just come back for that serious injury. We don't want to overdo him. Jack Muppet. Yeah, well, that says everything. Says Villa Jean sucks. Well, we're not Ipswich are not 5 points off relegation safety, so I'll just end that there. Defenders hate the most players running at them. Burns does that in abundance, unlike some other players. Yeah. Dee says, Burns will be like a new signing, and McKenna was chuffed. That was nice. Yes, get on to McKenna as well. When Burns scored, McKenna doesn't really lose his passion much, but he was on it, wasn't he? And I can't give credit to McKenna. When Burns scored that goal, he was just at the touchline, really giving it. And I think, I just need a drink, hang on. And I think he was, I think it was lovely to see. Nunes looked class, lots of room to work in. Greaves was fantastic, absolutely. Muppet, obviously, you like Norwich. Think he'll be loaned out think he will be loaned out for a game time. Yeah, you on about Humphreys. Yeah, Burns needs to take McAteer under his wing. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. Muppet, you're ignoring me. No, you're just a Norwich fan. I brought up your comments. Mazia was my man of the match. What a player. Yeah, Muppet, I guarantee you love Norwich. That's nice. And I'm a Tottenham fan. Ooh, two-team fan. You can't have that. Furlong, McKenna got it spot on last night with his subs. Mike, agree. And Dino, didn't he have someone in his back pocket? Yes, Mason Clark. Right, let's get on to the players. Ipswich 2, Coventry 0. That was the final result. Let's get on to them, shall we? Talk about Greaves. The thing I liked about Greaves last night was, which Davis does struggle a little bit, let's be fair. Davis is brilliant going forward. There isn't a better left back in this league for me than Davis going forward. The problem with Davis, he does get caught out a little bit defensively. And that's where Greaves last night really shone. Have we found our Herman Hreidarson? So if Davis gets injured, or if Davis needs a rest or needs needs to be taken off, we've got Greaves. I mean, years ago we had oh bloody hell, went to Palace, centre back. I went to Palace. Oh my God, it's gone from my head. We had a player playing left back for us. I can't think of his name. And he ended up going to Crystal Palace and playing and doing really well. Delaney, thank you. He started off left back, and I looked at him and thought he's never a left back. Best centre back, and bugger me, he ended up playing the Premier League as a centre back. So Greaves looks okay as a centre back, but my God, did he look comfortable as a left back? So absolutely, Greaves was fantastic last night. Brilliant display by him, and it's given McKenna something to think about. Now let's get on to Kipre. Again, solid 8 out of 10 performance for me. We have to sign him at the end of the season, no matter where we are. I'll be signing him in a heartbeat. I think he's bloody brilliant. He's been an inspiration, and I think he's helped O'Shea a little bit, if I'm honest. O'Shea, yeah, had a good game. Nothing spectacular. Good solid 7. Furlong, I think Mason Clark is still in his back pocket right now. I think Furlong went to bed last night, and when he emptied his pockets, Furlong fell out because shithousery at its best, and I love it. Absolutely love it. He was just had Mason Clark for toast for dinner. Clark didn't do nothing. And Furlong, for me, was just absolutely brilliant. Another player, Matasiwa. Wow, just everywhere and anywhere in that midfield. Jack Taylor. United fan, how you doing, bud? Big up, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had an amazing Christmas. I did, and I hope everyone did too. I feel for the first time this season, I feel we can push on and get second place if Coventry second place, possibly Coventry if wobble. Matasiwa and Taylor were good 8s last night. Furlong a good. I'll have to get on to this. Is so difficult because I didn't rate Furlong, I have to be honest, but he really took no crap last night. Matasiwa, man of the match. It's difficult. You know what? That's the one thing about last night, isn't it? There was players there that I just didn't it was so hard to pick a man of the match. For me, it was tough. And then Jack Clark, I thought, had probably one of his best games in the town shirt. I just feel sometimes, I mean, my mate Cruncher reckon technically Jack Clark's better than Philogene. I disagree. I think they both have very different ways of playing the game, and I think on their given day they're pretty much even steals. So you know, they are even Stevens, shall we say? And I think there's not much about them, both of them. I'm truly enjoying McKenna getting more and more sackable every game. I don't. Oh, that's what happens when you're a person like me who does sometimes probably need his head a wobble. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not sure Coventry would have a wobble, but we'll have to see. But again, I think it was. I don't know, DD. They're 10 points clear, mate. They've got plus 28 goal difference now, I think. Let's have a look at the league table. They're still plus 29 goal difference, and that's like an extra point, isn't it? Let's be honest. You know, so I think there's more realistic chance of us finishing above Middlesbrough. But let's not. You got still Hull and Millwall beneath us. Watford suddenly coming good. You know, but there we are. We'll have to see. I have to agree with you, Dino. Actually, I think Ellegelli was a little bit. He weren't on it last night as much as I think he did. I'm not sure he's happy playing out in that wide. It might be time for him to play in what he said in that interview, where he could play and, you know, play in that 10 role. I think he's got ability. He's I don't agree. I don't think he's lightweight. I think he's adjusting to the English league. I think that's another thing. You have to remember Nunes has been in here a while. Dave, travelling heritage. It's totally mental last night. It was a different team, but I loved the attacking style. All I wanted to see as a fan. Burns will make a massive difference. He has passion you can't buy. I don't know how many times I've come on this thing and said, "Where's the passion? Where's the effort? Where's the hard work?" I've said this so many times on this pod, and I've been called negative. I've been called unrealistic as a moaner. I'm like, you know, and all this, like, you know, and the end of the day is, all I want is to be entertained, and I want the team to at least, I want to be watching the football, my club watching it, and I want to be able to say, Christ, I can't take my eyes off this, which is what I did last night. I couldn't take my eyes off, you know, United says, I feel guys need to play more youth players. You have such a good academy. Set the bar last night. No excuses. Totally agree. No, I don't think Nunes should play further forward. I think Azon is... He's just a Caden Jackson, isn't he, Azon? McKenna leaves. I never want Lampard as a manager. No, I have to agree. I would never take Lampard as a manager. Don't worry, boss. This is our year. I can smell it. Absolutely love it. So like I said, you know, when you look at what we did last night, and you know, there is nothing negative about last night. It was, and when you wake up in the morning and you can turn around and someone like me who's pessimistic and critical, very critical of players and team when I need to be. When I'm coming on here doing a live and I'm got plenty to say about the positivity side of that game last night, it was just a good thing to watch. And you could see the away fans when Burns scored. I swear to God, if they could throw their limbs, Burns would have been covered in arms and legs. Because, you know, it was, they all realise, most away fans realise what Burns has been through. So, and Clark scored. There was just it was just, I just want to see more of this at home. I want to see more of this away fan support. I want to see it at home because it doesn't. We need to start getting behind the players, getting behind the team, and then and be animated in a positive way at home. I think the problem is look, we have a lot of prawn sandwich brigade fans in the club, and and I've said this before. So section, what is it? Blues, the old nappy brigade, as I call them. Bless them. They do their best with the old drama and that, and a few North Stand, but the North Stand isn't rocking like it used to. My God, I remember standing in the North Stand many, many, many times and not even been able to hear myself think. And I've got a big mouth. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. So, but yeah, get behind the team. Let's go forward. We've got a high bar to reach now. And, the club is... What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, he would have gone, yeah, I mean, fair enough, because you're third, we'll keep you guys up. The jury's out on McKenna whether he could do it in the Premier League, because obviously the recruitment in the Premier League was pretty dire, wasn't it? Let's be honest. The recruitment hasn't been great this season, but there's one or two players now starting to hit a bit of form, which I think is good. Nunes 8 assists now, and again on that Muppet forum. This was Town Forum on Facebook. A few people saying Nunes should be dropped. I'm like, I just shake my head and think, do you actually know anything about football? The end of the day is we're now starting to play a settled side, which helps. Far too much messing around with the team early on. Let's say you get 100 million for being promoted. What positions are you looking to prove? Well, I would argue midfield. I think holding midfield, we need a bit of Premier League experience in our squad. I genuinely feel that. Would Palmer you could argue, would Palmer and Walton be good enough for the Premier League? On form, Walton's doing really well. Would I take Kobbie Mainoo? Yeah, I think I would. I think I would take Kobbie Mainoo. I'd take him now. I think we could do with him in the midfield. Can we take Rashford, please? Because I love Rashford. I know he's had moments, but I don't think he's been treated particularly fair at United. He's a player. I think he's great on the ball, but we're never going to pay his wages, are we? And if no disrespects, let's be. No, I wouldn't take Xerxes. I don't rate him. I think he's an awful player. I'm not going to lie, terrible player. But I would take Kelvin Phillips. Oh my days, it's not his fault, bless him. But he should have stayed at Leeds at the time. I don't think he should have gone to Man City. I think they were too big a club for him. I'd take Haaland from City if they wanted to get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? He's not doing great there, is he? That was a joke, just in case anybody's watching. Look, we are going to be Omar Marouche. Yes, I've heard a rumour that we're linked. So I'm with a loan move for him, but I don't know. But it's all hearsay. All I can say is that from a happy Town fan, and to all you lovely, wonderful Town fans out there, I started this channel early in the year. It was the best thing I did. I needed to do it because it allowed me to have the time to do and say what I want without being restricted. It allowed me to be a little bit more vocal on certain things and whatever. Marmouche. Oh, Marmouche. There is a yeah. What was I going to say? So, yeah. From me, I hope everyone had a good Christmas. I want everyone to have a great New Year's Eve into the new year. And I wish you all the best for 2026. I hope you all get what we all wanted, and that's Town promoted to the Premier League. Am I going to the Oxford game? I may well be, Dino. I've got to look at my rotas at work. At the moment, I've got a trial. I've got a trial staff. A trial. I've got a staff on who's only just joined, so he's learning the ropes, and myself and obviously my supervisors are training him. So and stuff like that, and so hopefully, like I said, once I get more time, I shall get to more games. I want to get to games with me brother, so with the weather warm up, I shall be there with him. Anyway, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everybody got what they wanted for Christmas. I know it's brilliant end of the new year with our football club. It's been a good year for me, I'm not going to lie. Promotion at work, and I've got a loving family, and I'm grateful for every bit of it. So here's to a great 2026 and promotion, or maybe.